PJ Tucker was a great pickup by them.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know he could shoot the ball that well.
But he's really tough.
Tough, yeah, he's
tough.
20-point game. 20-point game, toughness.
Eric
Gordon
Gordon
with
was
24,
fantastic.
Harden with 27. Chris Paul, 4, 8, and 11 in his Houston Rockets debut. What do you learn from a game like this, Shaq?
Well, you know, they kept fighting. You know, they still play the same way they play, isolate and watch James shoot. Gordon played good. A lot of the other additions for the Houston Rockets played good. But, you know, you expect Chris Paul to do better. The key for them is when he doesn't have the ball, is he going to be good at watching somebody else have the ball and go to work. So, you know, once they figure that out, they should be okay. But still not enough for Golden State. I know they won this game tonight, but this is not indicative of what's going to go on, especially when the playoff comes around.
Take it away. What's your takeaway from this game?
Golden State, you know, they are who they are. We know that this is a team that is going to be the team to beat. You know, barring injury, this is the team to beat. For the Rockets, it's going to be interesting because how to implement the skills set that Chris Paul does have. Because right now, the way it's currently constructed,
It's not going to work.
His skill set
It's useless.
is useless.
I mean, he wasn't even in there in the fourth quarter when the game was on the line. Chris Paul is a great player, but he's not a standing three shooter. James Harden he gonna play the way he plays, and James Harden's not gonna stand out there and watch Chris Paul orchestrate the offense.
I don't know if they'd ever admit this, Chuck, but I think that they thought Carmelo was coming as well. And then it made sense because now I have a guy who can bounce the ball to two guys and be a little bit more. But when he went to when the trade went to Oklahoma City, I think that threw everything off. And just his skill set, in which he has skill set, just isn't needed.
But doesn't that just scream for the coaching staff and Mike D'Antoni, Coach of the Year, to say, okay, look, here's the hand that I have right now. Let's see how we can make this even better as we go. You're one game into 82.
Can I give you a football analogy?
You can.
Adrian Peterson is a great Hall of Fame football player. He goes to New Orleans. They don't run this type of offense. And it didn't work there. He comes to Arizona. He has 130 yards in the first game. Totally different animal. He didn't fit in Sean Payton's offense because it's a pass-first offense. He comes to Arizona. That's my only analysis. I'm not an expert on football, but certain things just don't go together.
He's not a three-point shoot first person. So, or in this offense, in this way, it just doesn't fit well. Now, I'm not saying it can fit well if he changes his game and all of a sudden do things that we probably don't know he can do. But the Chris Paul that we've seen over these years is not a player that fits in easily in the way they're playing.
Yeah, Chris Paul is known for dominating the ball, controlling the offense, and, you know, him just sitting watching people. I agree these guys not going to work.
Let me pose this question on the Golden State Warriors. Look, and we all know how loaded they are, and they're the prohibitive favorites to win the NBA championship again. Does that become a danger if you start believing that too much? If you start going into games and saying, okay, we're up double digits
Ernie,
going to the fourth quarter.
If somebody tell you every year you're gonna win it, you wouldn't want to hear that? Like, of course you want that. That's what you want.
You want to hear it, but
and I'd start believing it too.
But can it be dangerous?
Not for these.
No.
It won't be dangerous because Ernie, they're on a 3-year run. They're on a 3-year run. It ain't like,
not like year one.
Yeah, it ain't like the first year when they were. If you go back and look, the first year they're in the playoffs, they were down. Think about it. This is actually a better analogy. The first
Are
year.
you going football again?
No.
Okay.
The first year they won a championship, they were down in every series. They won the championship. They came back the next year and won 73 games. So they don't relax. And let's be.
And then they only lost one game last year.
Yeah, I mean, so I love the fact that they putting that young kid in there. They're not like, hey, we're not going to bring you along slowly. We're putting you in there. Same thing with Swaggy P. And those guys have a different mentality because they haven't won the championship. Kenny asked me tonight, they didn't say, man, why don't he play JaVale McGee?
Yeah.
I mean, Ernie, they are loaded.
Loaded.
Loaded. But I will say this. With the addition the Cavaliers have made, that's the only team I can see beating them if they get in the playoffs.
You want the last word?
What about OKC? About OKC. I like OKC.
I do too.
I mean,
We'll
I
talk-
know
we'll
they're
talk
not
more
playing
about
yet,
them.
but I like OKC.
We'll talk more about